Let me digress here for a moment and provide you with an answer to what has here been said by me. An answer that has been lately attempted by Father Ryder in the Contemporary Review for October 1883. I had complied with the wish expressed by some friends that I should put on paper some things that I had told them in conversation in which they had been interested, namely what I had read, and then recent publications by the Abbé Cloquet and Louvet. My article was written without any controversial intention and was almost entirely confined to a simple report of what these writers had said. But in writing about Louvet, I had saved myself trouble by making use of this present lecture, which had been written and delivered a couple of years previously. And the only part of my article that can be called controversial was where I copied some of the remarks made above on the fact that the Church of Rome has shown herself unwilling or unable to pronounce officially on the credit due to alleged modern revelations. Father Ryder gives an excellent illustration of what I have said as to the habit of controversialists, when at a loss for something better to say, of laboriously proving what their opponents do not deny. He says that I admit in words that the Church of Rome does not pledge herself to the truth of any modern revelations, and then, as if I did not admit it in reality, he occupies in the proof of this statement great part of the space which he devotes to me. Surely in the 3 years and more that he took to meditate on my article, he might have discovered that the complaint I made was that the Church of Rome does not tell us whether we are to believe these things or not. And the question why she does not deserves some better reply than she doesn't because she doesn't. Then he has recourse to a tu quoque. But about this I need not dispute, since clearly he would establish my case, not his own, if he could show that the Church of Rome behaves exactly as a church behaves, which makes no pretensions to infallibility. He blames me for quoting the positive acceptance given by Father Faber to modern revelations in an uncontroversial work intended to assist the imaginative piety of his readers. It is strange that Roman divines do not find out how they repel Protestants by the defective appreciation of the claims of truth exhibited in their distinction as to what may be said in controversial and uncontroversial books. To people of their own community, they assert things as positive facts which they run away from defending the moment an opponent grapples with them. It would seem as if their maxim was, "We need not be particular about the truth of what we say if no one is present who can contradict us." He says that the Church is only directly concerned with the deposit entrusted to her at Pentecost. With regard to any other statement, she does no more than say whether or not it contradicts the doctrine of that deposit. I wish the Church of Rome did confine herself to the doctrine delivered to her at Pentecost, but since the publication of Newman's Essay on Development, and that the rule of Vincent of Lerins is thrown completely overboard, and Romish divines speak with as much disdain of a church which is satisfied to abide by its old creed as a fashionable old lady does of one who appears in the dress she wore last season. Finally, he denies that the new things taught by modern revelations can properly be called doctrines. I do not know how else to call them. What I understand by doctrines is revealed facts. If God has really revealed anything, our obligation to believe it is all the same, no matter who the organ may be through whom the revelation was made, whether it be St. John or St. Paul, St. Bridget or St. Catherine. Our only concern is to know whether or not a real revelation has been made. The Church of Rome is willing to tell her people that they are bound to believe what is delivered to them by St. John and St. Paul. Why will she not give the same information with regard to things which later persons, whom she honors as saints, profess to have received by divine revelation? It cannot be said that these things do not affect practice. One specimen is enough. It is asserted that it was revealed through St. Simon Stock that no one who dies wearing the scapular can possibly be lost. Surely the revelation of a certain means of escaping the flames of hell deserves to be called a doctrine, if anything can. Other things are taught about purgatory on the same authority which, if true, ought seriously to affect practice. Why would not the infallible authority tell us positively whether we are to believe these things or not. Okay, digression over. Let me continue where I was here. Let's see. Oh yes. I ought not to dismiss this subject of revelations without reminding you of the first occasion when an attempt was made to impose such private revelations as the rule of faith on the church. I mean in the Montanist heresy. The Montanists, you know, were perfectly orthodox. They had not the least desire to alter the ancient faith of the church. They only aimed at a development of Christian doctrine, according as prophets to whom the Paraclete revealed the divine will, cleared up anything that had been obscure in the apostolic teaching, or guarded the purity of the church by supplemental commands which the church, on its first foundation and formation, had not had strength to bear.